So what is going on here? First things first is identifying the liquidity. We already touched upon this, but of course to go deeper and obviously give you a quick summary as well, liquidity is a form of attraction all the time. Again, we talked about it so many times now, but again, the easiest forms, of course, for example, something like this, building equal lows, that's maybe an inducement in here. That's your imbalance areas. Price makes like this. You already know that this point in here is liquidity. Then you expect the inducement of this internal structure, internal inducement, to make overall complete the overall play to mitigate this area. Price is fair delivered, and then it can continue higher, right? Again, that's how you utilize the liquidity aspect. You just need to spot, of course, these areas before they even happen. Otherwise, how would you even trade them if you can't spot them? Enigma delivers, of course, market by hunting this liquidity. So first, they will build up the liquidity. First, Enigma is saying, okay, let me build a buy trend now to get everyone on the buy side. Let me show this huge, strong support area to get everyone on the buy side. To do what? To build up liquidity, and then, of course, to come back further, building up, showing the trend, everyone is buying, thank you, grabbing the liquidity, making an imbalance, making an internal break of structure, comes back, mitigation, there you go. First, observing and waiting what they're doing, showing the equal low, showing the false trend, showing the inducement, showing the imbalance, showing the internal break of structure, coming back here, mitigating, off to races. Okay? Liquidity and inducements go hand in hand. You need to understand that. Of course, if there's liquidity, there most likely will be an inducement. There cannot be an inducement without liquidity. Again, if it's just like a trend, there's no inducements here. There's whatever, where's the liquidity? They're just building it up. This is an inducement. It induces long, short side, and then it continues higher. That's your inducement in here. So if this creates liquidity in here with equal lows, guess what? You expect the inducement of this internally in balances here, mitigation, and you can go higher. See the difference? Important. Lower time frame can always become higher time frame liquidity, and when it does, it becomes very important. The concept of liquidity, just to make it very clean for everyone, just because they're building up like these equal highs in here, does not mean the market needs to go up immediately and grab that and go lower then. No. The concept of liquidity only works if they show their liquidity. So this equal highs in here can stay there for like a week, and then a week later, they will get neutralized. It doesn't need to be always the case. So again, just because you identify the liquidity doesn't mean it needs to be taken away right away. And that's how you need to start being like a chess player and have to think a few steps further or ahead. Right? So the liquidity doesn't always need to be taken out immediately, because again, if it would be like that, of course, people and also programs will notify that. That's why they need to show the liquidity first, and sometimes they show it for a while. So again, just before we show an Asia high in here with equal highs, and they inducing low here, doesn't mean necessarily they need to go immediately up there. No, they can mess around in here, make this, go sideways, whatever, inducing low first, whatever, and then the next day happens, okay, Asia range, inducement low, and now grabs this liquidity. It doesn't need to be immediate all the time. You see how that works? Of course, we'll show you some way more better examples later, okay? So one of them being, for example, this. So if you have Asia range, normally as you do, what do you see already? Liquidity is being formed. Awesome. So what do you do? What do you see at this point already, just to back up pretty much what you learned so far? What is going on here? Please let me know what they're doing in here. What is the rest of the world doing? What do they see? Is that a double top? Whatever. Is that a huge ass resistance area? Is that a trend forming? Is that a whatever breakout in here? I don't even know. What is the world doing? So are they selling, or are they buying, or what do they do? Right, selling. Of course, they're selling. So now what is going on here? Play it with your mind. So now what did you learn? What is going on? Session changeover. London kicks in and says, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tube. Right? To make the first tube. And now guess what? What is going on? Now you're having your internal break of structure. Finding your imbalance area. This is already mitigated. Let's say like this. That's the more advanced approach of entering. That's the safer approach of entering. So you will learn from us, of course, how you can enter those areas, like literally with a limit order. Then you can learn how to enter these areas as the first re-entry, and then the safer entry in here. All of those 3 entries, of course, we will show you in depth on day 3 and 4, and of course, in way deeper depth on day 5 and 6. Right? So technically, we'll always have 3 entries: the extreme, the first mitigation, and the second mitigation. Of course, there's so many multiple confluences for this trade, for example, and stuff like that. We will learn them more. But for now, just understand, the overall bigger picture. So what should happen next? Question, is this an area you should sell for? There you go. Love it. Smart money trap. Of course, what should do a smart money trap do? It gives a false reaction to trap even more people in. And guess what? This is the double top. What do they do in here? They don't smoke it right away. They show even a little pullback to fake the triple top now. And then, of course, inducing in here. Same thing, gives the now going on. Now inducing all the people going long now. What do we see? We see, of course, a break of structure in here. What is going on? We identify our liquidity zones or imbalance zones. There you go. Mitigation. What can we expect? Moving lower. And then we trade the order flow. Same thing all over again. Seems easy. You will see in charts. It can literally be that easy. Sounds too easy, but it's definitely not. You will be surprised and you will love it. So if you look at the cycle though, like identifying the liquidity. So where is all the liquidity in this point? Of course, if this is Asian range, of course you see already there's liquidity, but where is it? It's just internal, it's just intraday liquidity. So of course they're inducing low to induce even this medium areas from the previous day in here. Doing it when London open. Of course, best case scenario would be like in here, mitigation here, but let's say they just didn't do that, it's okay. Where's the next liquidity areas? Of course, above the next equal highs, liquidity areas whatsoever. What do they do before that? They're building even more equilibrium, liquidity, right? Forming whatever, the quadruple top whatsoever, and then finally taking out. And then guess what? Of course, they can reverse. So what's all the fishies doing? Of course, first of all, we have lower time frame liquidity and medium liquidity and higher time frame liquidity. Okay. To make it even easier, again, Alex will touch upon it like in a second as well. He, of course, will use multiple time frame analysis, but for now, of course, we will stick mostly to the 5 minute to give you the overall bigger picture. And just think about that. If we can talk about like 5 minute structure for an overall bigger picture, that's funny, isn't it? So that's how we see how much details we actually can get out of the whole thing. Of course, we can utilize like other time frames, like the 15, even the 1 hour, sometimes in the 4 hour, whatsoever, the 1 minute. And of course, if you're getting more advanced, you can use the 30 seconds, of course, as well. As you can even use the 15 seconds. It's totally possible. Just need to understand one thing. Because if you're being observant, it's all about being observant. So let's see if some people actually notice something. Did you notice something in here? There you go. This guy's a third hand, right? So again, the moment you're getting into the seconds time and whatsoever, you need to be very observant and need to be very patient because, of course, there's a lot more traps and so on and so forth. It's all the same anyways.